Good morning, everyone. This is the last day that I have here before we set off for our big week-long hike. Got a couple last-minute things here to finish up before leaving town tomorrow morning early. And that includes just a little bit of work this morning, and then I need to grab a couple last-minute things in town. Need to come home and mow because my yard will be a foot tall if I let it go for another week. And then we need to go place our caches so that we can resupply as we hike. Yeah, so that's going to be today's activities. And then final packing tonight, which I'll definitely film and kind of show you how I put everything together, and get it all worked out for the hike. That's today's activities, so I'm going to get on the road. It's a beautiful morning out, and it's not supposed to rain until this evening, so I'm going to go ahead and take the motorcycle into town to get all this stuff done, since I don't have to haul a bunch of things, and that'll be nice. So that being said, here's a quick view of the beautiful morning here. All right, so continuing getting things set up here, we got the permethrin put on the ground cloth, which should certainly help keep ticks at bay. And I went ahead and got my shoes nice and doused. I've never actually used permethrin in this case before, or in this circumstance, so hopefully it works pretty good. All right, next step is going to place our caches, and it is already starting to rain, so that bodes well for a nice wet week of hiking, but it'll be great. I'm excited. See you soon. Yeah, kitty cat. What's you say, bud? Yeah? Oh? Okay. Well, we're back from placing all of our caches. Took about 3 hours because everything's all around the Hoosier National Forest and there's just no direct road to any of it. So it was mostly back roads, well, all back roads, and made it back. I'm gonna finish packing and then it's off to bed here shortly because we got to get up around 4:45 to be able to get to our start point on time. And then we're shuttling down to the start of the trail. So successful cache placement, good travels, and I'm gonna finish up here, so stick around. Okay, so the next step in this process is to set up my food, both for carrying and for my caches that I'll be placing along the way. So the first step of that is to take this entire box of food that I got from Aldi and pare it down to smaller sections. Kind of go through some of the stuff I picked up. Aldi is great for backpacking food if you're not familiar with them. It's great. Freeze-dried strawberries weighs practically nothing. Cajun trail mix. I'm not a big trail mix guy, but it's useful. Oatmeal, that's always my breakfasts. Can't go wrong there. Raisins, they're a bit heavy because they have quite a bit of water weight, but I gotta have some fiber. Juicy Burst, fruit snacks, mainly sugar, but you know, when you're hiking it doesn't matter as much. Fruit strips, which are good. Did get a couple bars, these Elevation Advanced bars, I don't know, chocolate coconut, 160 calories, seemed like it'd be good to just kind of have in the pocket. Some dried fruit. Looks like we got some cashews, always good to have. My weakness, Nutella, or hazelnut spread, the off-brand. This is a lot of weight to carry. I may pare it down, but I could also eat this whole thing. And it's a lot of calories, which is great for hiking. You can put it on pretty much anything that tastes good. Got some other freeze-dried apples, weigh nothing. For my dinners, I typically stick with tuna. These packets are like 60 cents, and I can do 1 or 2 of them. I usually just do 1. So these packets, along with ramen, which I have ramen I'll be bringing. I picked up this onion soup mix. I figured I could mix that in to some, and it doesn't weigh that much. Some more bars. And then of course the good old potato sides. Just add water. Anything that you just add water, like that's kind of what you have to stick with. Pretty much limits a lot of nutritional value, but you know, when you're out there you just got to do what you got to do. Pepperoni, one of my favorite hiking snacks. I like to have a treat at the end of the day, so I always pack a chocolate bar. There are tricks to keep these from melting. You got to pack them really deep in your pack, keep them away from your body heat, and then never like leave your pack in the sun when you stop to take a break. I like these. It's nice to have at the end of the day, just a little treat. With my tuna, I don't like just raw tuna. I like it typically with mayonnaise because I'm from Indiana and we put mayonnaise on everything. But rather than carry a big thing of mayonnaise, I always stop at a gas station and just load up on packets because they always have the packets near like the hot dogs and stuff. So I get like a drink or something and then just stuff my pockets with a bunch of mayonnaise and Miracle Whip packets. So these work great. They are pretty light, and that's pretty much my food. So I'm gonna start paring this down and then figure out what exactly I want to pack. So we're, I think, placing 4 caches, which is a little excessive in my opinion, but I think that that's because one of the people that I'm hiking with doesn't want to filter water, which is fine. To each their own. That would certainly require more caches if you don't rely on filtering your water. So that means that pretty much every day they're going to have to get to a cache and resupply their water. I will be carrying a water filter because I like to get the practice in and filter water along the way, and there should be plenty out there at this time of year. I may put a gallon at one of the caches, maybe halfway through the hike, just in case, because you never know. It wouldn't hurt. And if I don't use it, I can leave it there for the next hiker and just put, you know, free on it and put it right at the trailhead, and then put a date on it. That way, if it ever gets past that date too far, the staff can clean it up when they come through. But yeah, so I'm going to get started packing all this up, and then we will see you in a little bit. All right, well, all the day's tasks are done except for shoving everything in the backpack. I said I was going to do a gear video about how I put everything in the bag. That's going to come later. It's getting pretty late tonight, and I got to get up at like 4:30 in the morning to get there on time. So I'm just going to stuff the bag for now. Maybe on this trip, I will, as I pack up each day, I'll talk kind of about how I organize things and such. And of course, it's always a work in progress. I think any backpacker kind of knows that things are always in flux, but maybe I'll get a exact routine down at some point. But you can also go up and check out my gear video where I go through each of the pieces of gear that I use for backpacking. The only thing new for this trip is this radio right here, which is the True SDX. So I'm bringing this to be able to activate parks along the way, because I'll be going through a few of them. And with this radio, I can do single sideband, CW, and FT8. I'm not proficient in CW yet, so that will come later. But I will do a little bit of single sideband, but I'm kind of relying on the FT8 capabilities to be able to activate some of these parks. Mainly because it works for single sideband, but it's not the best. But I will, give it a good shot. And it may surprise me. I don't know. I haven't used it that much yet, but I know people have good luck with it. The antenna I'm using for this trip will be the 20-meter end-fed half-wave by K9EI out of Matt out of Ellettsville, Indiana, and it's worked really well for me. If this had a tuner, I would actually be trying out this awesome new antenna I got in the mail today from Reliance Antennas, which is a end-fed random wire. I'm really excited to give this a try, but I believe for the random wire I kind of need a built-in tuner. So this one will be paired with the G90 on my next outing. The G90 is a bit heavy for me to carry for a week-long hiking trip in the woods. True SDX is so light that it's the one that I'm going to take. But stay tuned for my first field test of this Reliance Antennas and fed random wire. This is going to be great. I'm really excited, and I'll talk more about that once I do a video on it. But in the meantime, check out Reliance Antennas. So far, the quality of this seems great. Teflon coating and all that. But we'll talk about that later. For now, I'm going to go ahead and finish getting everything packed, and I'm going to hit the hay, and I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. 73.